Hey class, it's Mr. Dow. I just wanted to do a brief tutorial with you about how to find the sources that you're going to need for your paper number two, which is mostly about the social issues or social issue that you found to be important in the story you just wrote paper number one about. So we will start here. There's basically two places I think you should look. One is on the internet at large or using Google. Get to that in a minute. The other place where you really ought to start looking for sources, simplest place, is to go to our library. We do have a link for that right here on the homepage. So let's just click on the Hayden Library. All right, I'm going to open it into another tab. I'll go there. And here I am at the front page of the library. So the first thing you want to do when you are at the Citrus Library, before you even look for sources, is to go here under Students where it says Access e-Resources 24/7 and click on that and take the 1 minute, which is all it will take you to do, to sign up for a library account. The reason you want to do this is because without a library account, you cannot use these Citrus resources off campus. You have to use a campus computer, and this is an online class. You should be able to do this sort of thing in your pajamas at your own kitchen table. So sign up for the My Library account, go back, and then we're going to look at these databases, and that's where sources are. They're put in specific databases, which we pay money. We subscribe to those. Every college and university does that. And in those databases, the reason you pay money for them is that because anything you find in those databases generally is going to be actually legitimate research, which is not something you're going to get on Google. So in the databases, you'll see that I clicked on it. We have so many databases that had to alphabetize them, and a lot of them are very specialized in certain fields. For our purposes, the best one to use is like a very good general research one. It's under J, called JSTOR. This is a good source. I think most of you can satisfy the requirement for this paper by using JSTOR. So I'm going to click on JSTOR. It has a very easy search engine, and I'm going to use the story Red Convertible, which you read last week, and I'll think what are the social issues that I have to search for here. That story deals with the Vietnam War, deals with Native Americans, deals with PTSD, and I'm going to use those terms to try to find stuff. I just want to get general background information, help me understand the story better. So I will start like this. I will start general. I'll do Vietnam War, and I'll go ahead and add Native American soldiers. I will admit I tried a couple of different ways of searching. This is the simplest one. So when you click on that, I just want to show you what you get in JSTOR. All right, I've got 4,300 hits here, way more than I really need. So I will have to narrow this down somewhat, but you can already see the first one is going to be helpful to me. I don't want to search 4,000 things, so I want to narrow it down, get it. So I can just type in something else here and narrow it down further. I can narrow it down, do I want journals or books? I can narrow down by limiting the years I would search, but all I'm going to do right now is put in PTSD, since that is what the story is mostly about. So up here I did Vietnam War, Native American soldiers. I'm going to add the qualifier PTSD, see what I end up with there. Okay, so I've got, now I have 70 things to look for, and I'll go ahead and just scan titles now. I mean, I could continue to search, but this is pretty good. And you can see right here, this one, PTSD, Native American, Vietnam veterans. I definitely am going to look at that. Probably has some very basic information I do need. I'll look at a couple others with you here, a couple of the titles. Racial disparities, help for heroes. Some of them I'm not really sure are going to help me. They might help me. I'm not going to check that right now. I'm trying to find titles that are just dead on what I want. Not seeing it yet. Same one there. Okay, let's see. Assisting American Indian veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan with post-traumatic stress disorder, lessons from Vietnam veterans. That's probably pretty close to what I want. I might check that one out. I want to find one more here that I think is worth looking at. Let's see. Here's one, ethnographic. Like this is the kind of journal article where you're not sure if it's going to help you or not, but I'll click on it and I'll show you that you can get a quick description of what's in there. I'm going to get the whole article over here, but on the left I will get an abstract of the article. If you look at the abstract, it's telling what's in this article. Down here, when I get to this commentary, illustrates lessons learned in the course of integrating all these things, and mainly they studied mental health problems among American Indians and Alaska Natives. And this is about this is under the Vietnam heading. I'm sure something's going to happen here. There's going to be information about Native Americans in Vietnam. What I've got, so really, I've already found 3 without even searching very hard. I mean, then the next step will be, to actually read through the articles and take notes or whatever. But this is a great resource that you should use. JSTOR is a very good resource. And like I say, sometimes stuff doesn't come up right away. I just go ahead and change my search parameters here, try some different things here. there's a lot of material here, so you definitely want to try that. Now, one other thing you can do is you can just go to Google. Let's try Google. And I just try the same thing here. I want to learn about the Vietnam War and Native American soldiers and PTSD. Oh, there it is. I'll put it all in. See Google. See what they give me. Now, the Google's going to give me a lot of stuff that's directly about what I'm interested in, which seem to be solving all my problems. The trouble is, you can't always use everything you have on Google. You have to actually look at it and see, is this a usable source? Well, that one is. That's the JSTOR, and I already found that one. Here's one I've looked at before: psychological trauma for American Indians who served in who served in Vietnam. Now, the question is always, can I use this or not? In general, this is a National Center for PTSD. It's a U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Stuff I find on this site, I can use it. It's just, is there going to be enough on here that's actually going to help me? I don't really need real general material about PTSD altogether. I need more stuff that's specific to the Native American experience, because that ties into my story better. Native Americans, military, Vietnam War. Let's see if that's something I could use. And again, I want to look and see what the address is. I don't really know what that is. This Potawatomi.com. Let's see, Native Americans. Now, here's some very basic information. I probably would want this information. How many Native Americans were there? What were their general experiences? What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the. I don't know this website, so I'm going to go down and see if I can find an author. I'm getting a lot of. This is pretty good information, so I'm hoping this will work. But who wrote this, and is it authorized? Okay, so it's coming from it says full issue, so it's coming from something else, some journal, I'm assuming. Let's just go there. I'll click. Always look for live links when you're doing research. All right, so this is a kind of I guess it's a journal, a Native American journal of some kind, and they have this article about Vietnam. I'm thinking I'm going to give this a definite maybe. That's a maybe to me. So let me go back to Google and see what else I got sitting there. Here's a site from LaSalle. I think I could use that. Healing the Warrior. I don't know what that is. Okay, there's information here. Looks like most of the stuff I'm getting that's coming up is stuff that is sort of usable. When I've got a .gov, I think I can use that. When I have a .edu, I generally can use that. So, it's not that hard to find the sources. I guess that's what I'm getting at here. I would spend some time trying to find good sources, but not that difficult to actually get stuff, since most of the issues that are being dealt with in your stories are fairly broad, fairly common, well researched. So your job for this week, you'll see, is to find at least 2 sources that are potentially usable in paper number 2, which means they're giving you background about that social issue in some way that relates to the story. Find 2, and then there's further work to be done. The exercise this week is that you're going to have to annotate those sources. So what you're trying to do, I think, is first go to the library, get yourself a library account, go and check out JSTOR. And then if JSTOR doesn't work for you, try various things, but if it doesn't work for you, then definitely go back to try Google and just try the same sort of search parameters and see if you get material in Google. If you're not sure if the material is usable or not, make sure that you just send me an email, send me a link, and ask me. Okay? All right, so that's how to get the sources. Keep reading on this week and learn what to do with the sources. Okay.